Hello everyone. Welcome back to our discussion on disaster management. And in fourth module today we'll be discussing about soil salinization and erosion. And as you all know, soil salinity is the salt content in the soil. And most irrigation water which contain some amount of salt in it, and after irrigation the water added to the soil is used by the crop, or otherwise it evaporates directly from the moist soil, and the salt however is left behind in the soil, and therefore unless it is removed it accumulates in the soil, and this phenomenon is called as a salinization. And salinity in soil affects water supply for everything like agricultural purpose, then industrial purpose, then domestic purpose, etc. Then salinization is a global threat, or it's a problem, and it tends to be concentrated in the world's arid and semi-arid region. Uh, it affects everything like it affects the productivity and yield from crops. It affects the quality of products, and it affects the industrial activities, like the water is required for various industrial purposes, and then even our day-to-day requirement like our drinking water will be a problem. Scarcity for proper drinking water itself will be a problem. Now you can just have a look at how the salinization affects the ground. It's visible, and now the map on the extreme left shows the distribution of the salt affected soil across India, and you can see the black spots, and this can be correlated with the maps in the other two maps, which shows the one is the major soil map, and the other one is Indian climatic zone map. Now the black spots you can find at various places along the coastal sides, you can see, and predominantly at places near Uttar Pradesh and then Haryana and all, you can see that spot, and that actually comes under this subtropical humid subtropical area, and then semi-arid area, and even arid area also there are some distribution. It is there everywhere, and basically when we try to understand the exact causes of this salinization, I think we'll be able to answer this. We'll be able to understand the reason of this distribution. And causes of salinization, mainly the weathering of parent rock or soil is the main source of the salinization. Means the salt will be containing various rock will be containing various salts, and as it disintegrates by various physical or chemical or biological reasons, then slowly that salts will get mixed up with the soil, and it will start affecting it. And then flooding of land by seawater, by especially in coastal area, there will be by various reasons there will be some flooding, and that will have effect. And similarly this because of the tidal variations, that is one thing, and maybe because in coastal area we'll be having some activity like engineering activity going on, that again could accelerate this. And then sea levels are rising due to the climate change. Yes, this is one very one very prominent reason, but this happens in a very slow pace, and so this is also a contributory reason for this. And then dissolved salts in the irrigation water. Now anyway, we'll be irrigating water, will be using water from various sources, and that can have effect, and the reason we have already explained. And salty groundwater means even groundwater is another source of water, means which is well below the surface. നമ്മുടെ സാധാരണ കിണറല്ല, കുഴൽ കിണർ എന്നൊക്കെ പറയുമ്പോൾ നമ്മൾ അത്രയും ഡീപ്പർ ലെവലിലാണ് വാട്ടർ ഡ്രോ ചെയ്യുന്നത്. Now the weathering action, I think this reason I'm not reading, we have already discussed, and you can see that white spots on the rock due to weathering. And then and then these two reasons, the flooding of land by seawater and sea level rising due to climatic variations. I just put a simple photograph and you can read the content from the material given. And the dissolved salts and irrigation water, and see, not only for this irrigation purpose, even in concreting, for civil engineers, when we do the concreting work, we are supposed to, as per the IS code or any other code, we are supposed to use water of certain quality. So, and that actually it should suit the drinking water standard, and that is one important thing which I want to tell you at this stage. We cannot use any water for concreting mix, because the salty contents in a water can have some some actively it will interact with the chemicals in the cement, and it will have some undesirable effects. Now another reason is the salty groundwater. You can see the salty seawater on one side and then fresh groundwater on another side, and then there is an intermediary water which is actually the salty contents or salts actually gets percolated into, salty water gets percolated into this intermediate zone. And if you are having the wells near this coastal area or near this zone, then we will be drawing salty salt rich water, we can say. And ഇത് കാരണമാണ് പലപ്പോഴും ഇന്ത്യയിൽ മാത്രമല്ല, ഈവൻ കേരളത്തിലും ഒക്കെ പല സ്ഥലങ്ങളിലും നമുക്ക് ഉപ്പ് വെള്ളമാണ് കിട്ടുന്നത്. അവർ പല ആളുകളുടെയും കിണറുകൾ അവർക്ക് ഉപയോഗിക്കാൻ പറ്റാത്തൊരവസ്ഥയിലായി. കാരണം അവിടെ പലതരത്തിലും സാൾട്ട് വാട്ടർ ഇൻട്രൂഷൻ എന്ന് പറയുന്നൊരു കാര്യം നടക്കുന്നുണ്ട്. ആൻഡ് ദിസ് ഈസ് അഗെയിൻ കണക്റ്റഡ് വിത്ത് അവർ ഡ്രൗട്ട് ആൻഡ് ഓൾ. നമ്മുടെ ചില സമയം ഇഫ് യു ഡോണ്ട് ഹാവ് സഫിഷ്യൻറ്റ് water, underground water, what will happen is there will be more tendency for the salt water from the coastal area to seep into the ground, and as a result leaving, that will leave the that particular region with salt, the salty water, and not suitable for agricultural and other purposes. ഇതാണ് അതിൻ്റെ സ്വാഭാവികമായിട്ടുള്ളൊരു പ്രശ്നം. So everything is connected. Climate change is also having a very significant prominent role in this. And if you are having this well somewhere away from this zone, and then we'll be able to draw fresh groundwater. And okay, now the effects of soil degradation. And effects means it, what are the adverse effects, like it finally degrades the land. And then drought and aridity. Certainly if this is a case, then if it affects the cultivation, then obviously it will lead to drought and aridity, because aridity means that is actually the classification of region based on certain climate, so and certain characteristics. So there will be a change in the overall characteristics of a particular region. So that is another cause of effect of this. The loss of arable land. Arable land means the land which is suitable for crops or agricultural purpose. Now across the globe, billions and millions of acres of land is getting converted from arable land to land which is not suitable for agricultural purpose. So this is one it's a biggest challenge facing at global level. And increased flooding, obviously no vegetation means it can cause the increased flooding. And then pollution and clogging of waterways, because these salty content, they can the deposits can reduce the infiltrations, and it can clog the waterways, and as a result there will be more pollutions and all. And so as far as farmers are concerned, the most farmers around the globe, they are unfamiliar with the saline agriculture, and their common belief is that the saline soil is not suitable for growing crops, and as a result the farmers, they feel forced to migrate and to live in famine and poverty. So this is one area where I think our agricultural experts and scientists, as well as our policymakers and many people, they have to focus at, because farmers' problem means in turn it is our problem, right? In salinization, test methods, because there are various methods available for assessing the level of salinity in a soil or water, and then we'll be just looking at the terminologies, and it's all chemistry, and I don't think we'll require it in detail at this stage. And then electrolytic conductivity, then cation exchange capacity, sodium absorption ratio, and other and physico-chemical parameters, etc., and some identified test methods for the salinization, and solutions of soil degradation. And one is actually reducing the deforestation that is there for, if you want to maintain the characteristics of a soil, then or the climate, if you want to bring balance on the climate, then deforestation has to be reduced. I don't think we can stop it, but at least we can parallelly we can do the afforestation also. In case we are cutting a tree for some for making some furniture or for some industrial uses, in the same time we can have the afforestation also to counterbalance it. Now the land reclamation means bringing back the land to the its normal initial form, and this can be done by adopting some by planting certain trees or certain crops and all. So this is one thing, and then reducing the causes of degradation of that soil in that region, and then preventing salinization. Of course, as we mentioned, from various sources, the salinization happens due to various reasons, and then by adopting some measures, at policy level, or at regulatory level, or at some other means, by adopting these preventive measures, we'll be able to maintain the quality of soil. And then conservation tillage means tillage. We have seen in previous video, like it is a process of ground preparation, either by mechanical means, and if we go for some very aggressive and unscientific method of tillage, that will accelerate this soil degradation process. So therefore conservation tillage is an approach in which we'll have to strike a balance or trade-off between two things. One is actually the yield from agriculture, or from anything, like even for industrial application or for domestic purpose. We have a need, but on this that is not a single parameter that we need to optimize. On the other side, we should see that it is not adversely affecting the nature. So there is a trade-off between these two. You have to go for a sustainable method. And then another effect, I think I forgot to mention, even in industrial application, if you are using some salty water, what will happen? It will lead to some salt incrustation in the pipes and all. നമ്മൾ ഇതിനകത്ത് ഇൻഡസ്ട്രിയൽ പർപ്പസിന് ഉപയോഗിക്കുന്ന പൈപ്പുകളിലൊക്കെ കുറച്ച് സമയം കഴിയുമ്പോൾ അവിടെയൊക്കെ ഇൻക്രസ്റ്റേഷൻ ഉണ്ടാവും, സോൾട്ട് ഡെപ്പോസിറ്റ്സ്. അതും ഈ പ്രോസസ്സിനെ ബാധിക്കാം. ഇങ്ങനെ ഒരുപാട് കാര്യങ്ങളുണ്ട്. Now, okay, then we'll continue with the soil erosion in the next video. Thank you.